What is going on, everybody? Welcome to a very special Have At It and Let's Buck with Ben remix. This is the second one we've done. We did this back about a little over a month ago. We did a remix with Have At It and Let's Buck with Ben. By the way, I am your host, Ben Cornett, and tonight we're going to discuss here on Have At It um, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We'll also talk some NFL stuff, not just Bucks, but other NFL stuff, even though this is Let's Buck with Ben. Um, man, we are ready. This is it. This is the NFL season has officially begun. The Lions and Chiefs rang us in the new NFL season last night. Detroit, shout out to my friend Alex Loosemore. His Lions beat the Chiefs in KC, 21-20. I thought it was a great game. Detroit came, they showed up, showed out. It's been a long time since they've, you know, had the spotlight on them, even though last year, the last game of the year against the Packers, they did play on that Sunday night game. But I felt this was, a bigger spotlight since they went up to KC, going up against the defending Super Bowl champions, the Chiefs. Now, and people will say, well, the Chiefs didn't have Travis Kelsey. That was a huge loss, and it was. Uh, not that we're not recognizing that. Chris Jones, their best defensive end, still holding out, wanting a new contract. Wasn't there. I get it, but still, you got to give Detroit credit. They still came out to play, no matter what. They can't help if Kelsey or Chris Jones didn't play. They got to play the players that are in front of them. And man, they showed out. Jared Goff had a good game. Their offensive line protected Jared Goff. Uh, the run game for the Lions, Montgomery, the rookie Gibbs, they ran the ball well. Defensively, Hutchinson, the rookie Jack Campbell, rookie Brian Branch got an interception, a pick six that ultimately was the factor in that game. So the Lions, they're off to a great start, 1-0. Kansas City's 0-1, but hopefully they'll have Kelsey back and uh, take care of the situation he got with Chris Jones. But yeah, this was a huge win for the Lions, so shout out to them. And now let's give a shout out to the Buccaneers, who got a big game on Sunday. They're going up against the Minnesota Vikings to open the season up in Minnesota. Like I said, it's a new team, new quarterback. The Brady era is over with, and now it's for now at least, the Baker Mayfield era. So let's see what he can do. Let's see what this team can do. As far as the injury list goes, there was a report today that Bucks rookie offensive tackle Cody Mock had a was out with back spasms. So he is listed as questionable to play, and it's looking more like he won't, according to what I've seen in like Pewter Report and other Bucks websites, as well as Kalijah Cansey. He's listed as questionable, although they're saying that he has been practicing this week, and um, he's got a better chance to play than Cody Mock does. Mock has missed the last two practices for the Bucks. He sat out of them, so yeah, that's a big deal. You know, Especially for a rookie, you want to see him make his debut and start. But Aaron Stinney is the backup left guard, so he has some experience. He's been on the Super Bowl winning team, so it's not so bad because he's got that experience. But at the same time, I want to see what Cody Mock can do. I love this guy. I think he's got a chance to be a really good uh, offensive tackle in this league. Um, I'm not saying that back spasms. People are saying, well, that's not good for a rookie to have. Uh, these kind of back problems early on. Again, they're spasms, so. But I will say it is something to keep an eye on. You know, Especially with offensive linemen. Two things you don't want to have happen to an offensive lineman this early in their career. The injuries you don't want them to have are to the back and to their knees, because that's where they put a lot of pressure on, probably put the most pressure is on their legs and their back. So, you know, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't worry too much, but at the same time, I'm not going to ignore it either. It is um, something definitely to keep an eye on. So, with that being said, those are really the only two that are questionable to play. Um, Antoine Winfield has been practicing this week, full participant with the calf strain he had in training camp, but he looks like he's going to be ready to go. So that's a good sign. We definitely need Winfield out there. He's one of our best defensive players, our best safety. Him and I think it's uh, Christian Azian is going to start in the backfield. So yeah, it's always good to have a guy like Antoine Winfield fully healthy. He needs to be out there, not on the sidelines. So that's good. Other than that, I mean, as far as the injuries, that's pretty much it. Everyone's pretty much a full go. So that's a great sign. Because as we know, last year, all those injuries we had really affected us. We want to get off. We want to get this season off to a good start. Especially with a fully healthy team. Um, especially going up to Minnesota on the road. You're going to play in a very loud environment. U.S. Bank Stadium. You got Kirk Cousins, quarterback in the team. You got Justin Jefferson. You got Zay Flowers, the rookie. Two very good receivers. Um, they did lose Dalvin Cook. This offseason, obviously. So, but I still feel this Minnesota offense can put up some points. Now, will they be the juggernaut that they were in the past few years? I don't know. Time will tell. The offensive line looks okay, a little shaky, but we'll see what happens. Hopefully, our Bucks defense. As far as the game goes, I think our defense can definitely neutralize them. I said this in other shows this week that the Bucks defense they got 7 starters still from the Super Bowl team, um, along with the rookies. Yaya Diaby, uh, Cansey, even though he's not played in the preseason with the ankle injury, but you give him some time, he'll develop well. I think Anthony Nelson did have a pretty good uh, preseason, and you got William Golston back, so you got a lot of experienced players and a lot of young players as well. So it's a nice mix of youth and veteran experience out there, and I really believe that they can neutralize this offense. Again, yeah, you got to deal with Justin Jefferson. Um, Zay Flowers, the rookie, he's pretty good. Uh, I've seen some of his stuff in the preseason. Looks like a guy that can play. Good slot receiver. But again, they lost Dalvin Cook. They also lost Adam Thielen. So they lost some offense there. And not Zay. I'm sorry, the Jordan Addison. That's who I'm thinking of. I apologize. I said Zay Flowers. I don't know why I keep saying it's Jordan Addison. Um, the rookie Addison's good slot receiver, very quick. So yeah, this is a team that they do have some good offensive players still on the team, but again, you know, I think losing Thielen and losing Dalvin Cook, I think it's going to hurt them more than they realize this year. And especially with our defense, that we got Carlton Davis, Jamel Dean. Those guys are very good corners. So for the Vikings, they're going to have to rely on the run game. Again, who's that guy going to be? Who's it going to be? I mean, you got Chandler McBride as well. these are young guys, and you know they haven't played in these big time games. So there's a lot of pressure on Minnesota, and you also got Miles Gaskin as well. And so I don't know, this Vikings offense. While they got great receivers, the run game's the question. And if we can neutralize the wide receivers, take away the passing game, we got a shot at winning this game. Uh, I think we got a chance, and which leads me to our side of the ball. The offense, our offensive side of the ball. We got Baker Mayfield now. We got our receivers, Godwin, Mike Evans, and we'll get to Mike Evans in a little bit. Obviously, there was some news that just came out this afternoon, about that. We'll get to it in a little bit, but you got those guys playing. We got our running backs. I think our running game is going to be a little bit more talented than Minnesota's, because you got Rachaad White, the rookie. Now he's going to be the number one starting running back for us. Sean Turner, a guy who really impressed me in training camp, rookie out of Syracuse, went undrafted. There was a reason for that. Teams passed on because of his heart defect issue that he had, but he is cleared to play. So, he got the clearance. Bucks got him, and he balled out in preseason. Then you got Chase Edmonds. He's the third string, and of course Keyshawn Vaughn, who, if you heard in the news today or this past week, he was frustrated with his role, being demoted to the fourth running back position. As far as Vaughn goes, I think he's lucky to even make the team. He's lucky to be on the team right now. So he can complain all he wants, but it is what it is. And it's Rachaad and Sean Turner. They're going to get the majority of the snaps, or the carries, I should say. So, yeah, I think our run game's better than Minnesota's right now on paper, but that's on paper. We got to see what happens when we play the Vikings, when these games count. So, looking over, Minnesota as well, defensively, they got the rookie Anthony Booth, who's coming back from an injury. Solid corner. He'll probably get the assignment on Mike Evans. So if I'm the Buccaneers, yes, you're going to, the majority of the play calling is probably going to be the run game, setting up the pass. I would still test Andrew Booth, with Mike Evans. Test him, make it hard on him, feed Evans, feed Godwin, so that's what I would do. And, again, Minnesota, it's kind of a younger defense. They got some players on there, Kawenku, Dye, the linebacking core. It's very young. So, we're going to go up against a very young Minnesota defense. This is a game where, like I said, we could really, if our offense can stick to the game plan, run the ball well, protect the quarterback, set it up for the pass, there's a good chance we can steal this game in Minnesota, But that is my worry, the quarterback, the Baker Mayfield. I get it. He's had some moments where he's played well, but then he's had some moments where he's played a lot of hero ball, and he'll make some turnovers. Kind of reminds me of Jameis. We all remember that. So, Baker just has to protect the ball. He has to manage the game well. If he can do that, and again, he's got the weapons, he's got the run game. But I do worry about Baker, but I also worry about the offensive line, especially if Mock can't play. Yes, you got a more experienced guy with Aaron Stinnie, who he's played, plenty of NFL games, but, Stinnie is decent at best. I hate to say it, but he's decent at best. And he's also coming back from injury himself. Remember last year, it was in preseason against the Titans that he tore his ACL, and that ended his season. So Steiny's also trying to get back to full strength. We'll see how that knee holds up. It'll be interesting to see what happens. But yeah, Tampa Bay, Minnesota. This is going to be a close game. This is not going to be a blowout either way. It's just going to depend on, to me, who can protect their quarterback. Minnesota's offensive line or Tampa Bay's offensive line. That's going to be the key to this game. And who makes the plays down the stretch. I see this game going into perhaps the fourth quarter, either tied or either one of the teams having a one-score lead. It's going to be one of the, maybe might be one of those boring games, where we're looking at a 17-14 kind of game or 21-17 kind of game, throughout. And, so don't be surprised if these offenses don't light it up, but again, don't be surprised if they do. Kirk Cousins shown that he can put up 30 points. He's got the receivers to do it. Addison, Jefferson. But the Bucs do too. Godwin, Mike Evans. Baker Mayfield could score 30 points himself. So, we'll see what happens. But this should be a very interesting game. And you're wondering too, the jersey I got on. This is back in 2005. Cadillac Williams. Now, I remember when in 2005 the Buccaneers went up to Minnesota, and Minnesota was favored in that game, and the Bucs beat them 24-13. And if you remember, Cadillac Williams had a big game. His rookie, it was his rookie year. It was his first start in the NFL, and he had 27 carries for 148 yards, including a touchdown late in the game. He broke off like a 70-yard run late in the fourth quarter to seal the game. So, there's some significance there while I'm wearing this jersey tonight. So, yeah, hopefully it'll bring some good luck, some good vibes, and we'll see what happens Sunday. I cannot wait. It should be a very interesting game. I'm looking forward to it. Looking forward to this new offense to see how it does. And I'm looking forward to this defense. Again, 7 starters from that Super Bowl team still on this team. So that veteran group is definitely going to, be ready for this game. They've been there. They've done that. Along with the youth on this team, Cansey and Diaby. I mean, it should be a lot of fun. I cannot wait. Let's see. We got a few comments here. Let's read them. Let's see. First of all, is Alex in Heaven? Oh yeah, that would be. Let me check. It's Facebook user. I just apologize. Let me see who this is. Right here. Let's go. It is Jim Melvin. Yeah, Jim. Thank you for tuning in. Appreciate it, man. How you doing tonight? Alex, yeah, he's sky high. He deserves it. And that team kicked ass, played well. Happy for him, man. Very happy for him. So we'll see what happens. We got to play the Lions in a few weeks. That's the creamsicle game. So, yeah, a lot to look forward to there. But we'll worry about them when that time comes. Jim Melvin also says, what do you think is Mike Evans' mindset? Okay, so I did want to bring this up. Might as well bring it up now since Jim mentioned the Mike Evans situation. So apparently today, something came out this afternoon. I saw it on Twitter. Actually, it was Diana Rosani. I hope I said that right. She works for Fox Sports. She had mentioned mentioned this here. I'll put it up right here. And Josiah Anderson, who also works for CBS, actually, she tweeted this, and she just paraphrased what Diana Rosani said. It is true that the Bucs are electing not to extend wide receiver Mike Evans at this time, as Rosani reported. Here's the context per what I'm told. The Bucks spent a lot of money running back the last couple of years, and also know they have players like Wirfs, Winfield, White, Godwin, etc., that they have to be contractually mindful of. This also includes Baker Mayfield, who they'll consider paying if he plays well this season too. While Evans has 9 consecutive 1,000-yard seasons and a strong relationship with the organization and GM Jason Light as his first ever pick, that's correct. It was Light's very first draft pick. Got to keep that in mind. My understanding is they want to see what they have with their young core players. Letting them, letting players test the market and still extend them isn't unprecedented for Tampa either. They did that with David Dean and Carlton Davis. Okay, hold on one sec. Davis. Put that down for next year with the rest of this. The thing is, will Evans opt not to return, which has been inferred with issuing and now not giving him an extension by his deadline. All right, so that is from Josiah Anderson, who's just paraphrasing from what Diana Rossini said or reported earlier. So, okay, so my thoughts on this whole thing. At the end of the day, it's a business. We have to keep that in mind. And I understand the fans love Evans, as do I. I mean, would I like to see him here the rest of his career? Absolutely. I mean, who wouldn't? Who wouldn't? I mean, this guy is definitely going to be in the Ring of Honor. He's definitely, I don't know about first ballot, but he's definitely going to be a Hall of Famer one of these days as soon as he hangs them up. He's, 9 consecutive 1,000-yard seasons. It's nothing to, laugh about. I mean, it's for real. He's done this with several quarterbacks. That's even more impressive. Obviously he got the recognition when Brady came here. That always helps, because before that he had Jameis, but again, it was at a time where the Bucks were not that good. Let's be honest. And they weren't getting that national recognition, and Lavonte David's fallen into that same category. It wasn't until, 2020 and until now that guys like Lavonte were starting to get the love from the media. Because again, the Bucks were not good before, 2020. And, so they were pretty much, I would say, in NFL purgatory. They weren't getting that many primetime games because, again, we weren't that good. We had a lot of coaching changes. We had a lot of staff turnover. It's just a mess. But, Evans is getting that recognition now. That's well-deserved. Again, because it's hard to get that recognition when you're not on good teams, So, yes, Mike Evans definitely deserves a contract extension. But how much does he want? And that's, I feel like, and this is just me, and I could totally be 100% wrong on this. I feel like Mike, he wants security, is what I'm being told, and what I'm reading. He wants that security. I think at this point, there's Mike Evans has been, fair, and Bucks have met at a certain number, but according to the reports I'm hearing, it's down to ownership. Will ownership approve, what Jason Light and Mike Evans have agreed upon? That's the thing. And my thing is, you got to look at Mike Evans' age. Now, people say, well, why are we looking at his age? He still can do it. He's 30 years old. Yeah, but you want to pay Mike Evans for what he can do going forward. What a lot of GMs make a mistake of is they overpay for what they did in the past. And we got to also remember, guys, there are fans that complain that Mike Evans, is taking pay cuts. I want to make this clear. He never took a pay cut. He took his money that he would get later on and took it ahead of time. He restructured. he didn't take a pay cut. He just restructured his deal to where he would get his money he was going to get later on, bring it forward to help the Bucks with their Super Bowl run, get players in there, and that's what it is. So I understand Mike wants to get paid big money still, but at the same time, and I think the Bucks will. I think they've offered him a pretty fair deal. At least I believe they have. Again, I'm not in the room. I don't know, but I think there's a pretty fair offer there. But again, the reports are saying it's up to the Glazers now to approve it. And we just heard today that the Bucks, as we read a few minutes ago, they said they're not going to, offer him a contract at this time, which kind of tells me they may be moving on. They want to see how he does this year. And like I said, if Baker plays well, remember, he's on a 1-year deal. He'll be a free agent at the end of the year. So if Baker does play well, they'll probably want to offer him, a few years, pay him some big money. Although I'm kind of leery of that because, again, I'm not the biggest Mayfield fan, but if he does ball out this year, that's something you got to consider. And the Bucks, who've never really been good at developing young quarterbacks, let's say the Bucks play well and make the playoffs. They're not going to have a very high draft pick. They'll be picking in like the first round into like the 20s. So, where are you going to find your quarterback there? You do want to eventually draft a quarterback. Now, again, there's the whole thing with Kyle Trask. And I know I'm going off subject. I know we're talking about Mike Evans here, but I'm just saying, I don't see Kyle Trask being the future either. So it's a very tough situation, especially now going back to Mike Evans. You got Tristan Wirfs coming up, Antoine Winfield. Those are the core of the defense, and they're going to want money. So it's a very, very interesting situation, going into free agency after this season. So I get it from a business standpoint. I understand where the organization's coming from. You do want to invest in your future as well. Mike Evans isn't going to play another 15, 20 years. He's in his 10th year now. And, he's done everything he possibly could for us. I mean, there's no argument. He's been the best wide receiver the Bucks have ever had. From day one, he's never complained. He's never had that diva attitude. He's, always come to work, always played hard. You're never going to get anything less than 100% from him. But at the same time, we can't act like Mike Evans has gotten the shaft either. Again, he's gotten, if I looked at the numbers right, he's gotten paid over $100 million since he's been a Tampa Bay Buccaneer because he's getting his money ahead of time. So, yeah, you feel for Mike. He feels like he deserves to get paid, and there's nothing wrong with that. If Mike Evans can get the bag, get the bag. Go get it. I'll never fault a player for wanting to get, his paycheck, wants to get his, his cash and everything. I'm all for it. But if I'm putting my business hat on, you got to think about, where you're at right now. Evans is 30 years old. He's going to be 31 next year. That's where he's not going to, he's in his prime now, but is he going to be in his prime? Say you offer him a 4-year, $85, $90 million deal. Is he going to be worth that much money in 2024, 2025, 2026? And, the argument is also, well, he provides that leadership. He's a mentor to the young players. Yeah, and that's great. But I don't want to just pay, or I don't want to see this team pay Mike Evans just to be a mentor for this team. It's great, but we need Mike Evans to be a great player if he's going to get paid this kind of money that he wants. And I think he does want a lot of money. So that's where the whole conundrum comes in. How much are the Bucks willing to pay him? How much is Mike Evans willing to be like, okay, I can drop it down a little bit, and kind of find that middle ground. So, like I said, we'll see what happens. There's been there were reports saying that a number was set and that Evans agreed upon, and then Jason Light and Greenberg took it up to ownership, and it's now up to the ownership. But it seemed like the organization made their decision that they will not offer him a new deal at this time. So that doesn't mean that he won't get a deal during the season, but I will say that you probably would have liked to seen this done before the regular season started. Because that could lead to some distractions possibly. But as far as the mindset of Evans, and I know, Jim, I went around the question, but the mindset is I still think he's going to play hard, especially, hey, if he's asking for big money, the dude's going to play hard. It's not like he hasn't. He's always played hard, but he's going to be motivated. So that'll, because he's got to audition for other teams, not just the Bucks, but there might be other teams that are willing to say, okay, we'll pay you the money. We'll give it to you, So I don't think Evans is going to have that mindset of, come on, man, why didn't I, I'm not going to give it his best effort. He is going to give it his best effort, because again, he's going to, audition for other teams. So, we'll see what happens, man. It's, I hope it doesn't become a distraction. I don't think Evans will make it a distraction, but it also depends on the other players too. Will they be looking at Mike like, hey, what's up, man? Or, or will they play just as hard for him? And I believe they will. Again, Evans has never been that me first guy. I mean, come on, he's restructured so many times. He's always been that team player. So I don't see it being a distraction. Can it be a distraction? Sure. But I don't think his mindset will be any less than what it has been throughout his career. He's going to play hard. And like I said, teams are watching him too. So now it's up to the organization. It's in the Glazers' hands and ball's in their court. So we'll see how it turns out down the road. But I think right now, Mike Evans would probably tell you he's ready. He's focusing on Minnesota. So that's all he cares about at the moment. All right. Jim Melvin, let's read this comment from you. If the Bucks have one or fewer turnovers or 50 or fewer penalty yards, they will win easily. Mm-hmm. If they have 3 or more turnovers and 75 or more penalty yards, it'll be a long, depressing day. Yeah, I agree. I do agree with that, Jim. It's going to come down to it, turnovers and, just protecting the football. That's the key. That's the key right there. So good comment there. Sean Spencer also says, do you really think Baker can score 30 by himself? Thank you for tuning in, Sean, tonight. Appreciate it. He's done it before, but we would like to have our run game help him out on that. And I got somebody that's going to help me out on something here. Let me bring him in here. Ladies and gentlemen, our good friend, Mr. Alec Schomber, wearing the Buccaneers jersey, creamsicle. I like it. What player is that, Alec?
It's not Evans. He's gone next year, so next man up. I wasn't gonna buy no Evans one. I'm not donating on that. He's gone next year.
Wow, so you've already predicted it.
He's gone. It's not even a question nor debate.
Okay.
It's a done deal. Ship signed and delivered.
Wow. You heard it right here, folks. Alex Schomber says Evans is gone after 2023. Okay.
You gotta just accept the bad and hope for the better.
Well, it could possibly happen. And could very well happen. We'll see how it plays out. Like I said, it's in the Glazers' hands. they made the offer. It seems to be agreed upon by both parties, Evans and general manager, and Wright and Greenberg. So now it's up to the Glazers, and they did say just tonight they're not going to offer him a contract at this time. So we'll see how it plays out. So Alec, are you ready for Sunday, man? Minnesota. Did you just fart?
Hopefully. No, I didn't
Oh,
fart.
okay. Okay.
No, I didn't fart. Fuck you.
You're like, ugh. Okay, there it is.
No.
No. Okay, go ahead.
No, it's you know, it's better than anything at this point. My brain's already shifted baseball to football.
There you go. So is mine. What do you think the key to this game is going to be Sunday for the Buccaneers to get a win in Minnesota?
I mean, eliminate turnovers.
Mhm.
I like when Evans is gone, you can get an authentic jersey at Marshalls for 12. Yeah, but I think it's just mostly eliminate turnovers at that point because you already know the Vikings defense. They're not somebody you can just like. I would say like look past. Like their offense, it's like hit or miss, but it's all about their deal. And like their defense is what solidifies themselves each game. And our defense is our strong suit. Our offense, we don't know what we have yet because we haven't really seen it yet. We have to see like a drive or two. So yeah, I'm hoping they get the win, but it's plug and play at this point. New offensive coordinator.
Mhm.
It's gonna be a whole new ball game at this point. We don't got that bozo Todd Bowles calling the plays no more.
Oh, you mean Byron Leftwich?
That we know of. That we know of.
That we know of. Oh, okay. So you know something, or
I don't know.
you don't have inside information?
I hope that he's not calling the plays.
Oh no, come on. No, Canelli's. I think it's a good hire. I think for the offense, Alec, that it's going to take a little time. This isn't just going to be like, okay, plug it in. It's going to, bam, you got it right away. Evans didn't play in the preseason, so Baker and Evans really haven't had that connection yet. So that's going to be.
I mean, it's gonna be some rough patches. Everything's gonna be perfect the first game.
Right.
People can't go into the game thinking it's gonna be the same team last year. Whole different team, different quarterback, different running back. This guy go in there with a open mind and not be so like not let the first game be the be all end all.
Yeah, absolutely. Jim Melvin made a comment right here. Let's bring it in. Wirfs has to be paid above any other Buck. You know what? I can't argue that. Tristan Wirfs is one of the best tackles in football. I think you got to pay him. You have to. Yeah, I would say maybe even over Mike Evans. I know I'll get some heat for that, but listen, you got to think about the future, and Tristan Wirfs is the future. If you're gonna have a quarterback come in there, you better have a guy that can protect him, especially his blind side. So, yeah, that's a good comment, Jim. I do agree with that.
I already have 3 Evans jerseys, Scott, so you ain't gotta say that comment.
Alec, yeah, okay. Well, we don't know.
You would think they're cheap, but they have players that we in the once the Buck store last weekend. There's players we don't even have anymore that weren't really like big names. They're still selling them for retail price.
Yep.
Yeah, the guy that kind of was trying to convince me to buy a Rashad White jersey, I was like, I'll pass. So when I get an Evans jersey, so show support, I'm like, I'll pass. Just give me Godwin.
Okay. Fair enough. I mean, like I said, I do agree. I don't really buy play. This is from 2005, dude. This is Cadillac Williams, so it tells you how long.
Strange, weird fact is, if you look, when I was in the store,
yeah,
like there was less, like they said that Godwin was the most bought jersey this month. No one's bought an Evans jersey all month.
Really? Ooh, it's
like, I mean, like people probably bought them online, but like no one's walked in and like was like, I need to get an Evans jersey.
Oh wow. Okay.
I'm usually Mr. Negative, but I have this weird feeling that Baker's mobility is going to be a pleasant surprise. I mean,
Um.
that's what they're. I mean, isn't that what the offensive coordinator wants the offense to be like? I think
Yeah.
is that I remember.
Yeah. They'll do some play action. Get Baker out on his feet so he, can make those plays. Yeah. And Jim, I mean, that is good. That is Baker's strength, but that can also be a little bit of a detriment. That's where the turnovers come in. Sometimes he likes to make those big plays and try to extend plays. Sometimes that works, sometimes that doesn't. And that's been one of the knocks on Mayfield. He overdoes it sometimes. Hopefully, with this new offensive style, the run game can help him, from having to do that so much. So, yeah, I mean, I'm excited for this new offensive scheme. It's different. Um, you know, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking to see how it will work. Again, like you're saying, Alec, it's going to take time. Not everything's going to come together in one game. Um, we just have to be patient with it. And like I said, our defense, I think, is going to be good enough to definitely keep us in every game. And once the offense gels, most likely we'll have a chance to compete in the division. So, yeah, I'm very excited about it. Oh man, so um, they had what Minnesota at 5, right? 5.5 going into today.
6.
Was it
Oh, it's
6?
5.5. It's 5.5. It's 5.5.
5.5. Yeah. I'll be glad to take the Bucks here. As far as the spread goes, I think it'll be whoever wins. It'll be by 4 or less points. I could see it.
I see it being like whoever does win, it's like a 24-21 game kind of game.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I think it's be low scoring too, just because it's the first game. Again,
I mean, overall, like people have like told me like all off season, like actually all this week, like, oh, how you feel about Baker? I was like, honestly, I'm just glad that football is back in general. Like that, like last week we had like you know how college football is, you get like that little college football, and then Sunday's just blank.
yeah.
Now you get the full college football, and then you get the Sunday. Especially like out here, like they have some Bucks fans that like they go to like this one sports bar out here. It's like a huge get together. That's
Mhm.
why like I look forward to like yeah, like you can watch football games like, but it's like the fans in the area that's like makes it like even when I moved to Florida, going to games is gonna be like it's just a different experience on its own. Like even if you're like even if, like a team's losing, just
Yeah.
like being around that kind of crowd,
Hmm.
it's just not, it's better than being around people of like being around fans of like other teams.
Right. Yeah. And we saw the picture. Shout out to Mr. John Superfan Blakely today. If you looked at Alex picture
My
there,
guy,
that's your guy.
that's my
Yeah.
dog.
John is awesome, by the way. He runs a little page, the Buccaneer Invasion. So check that out if you're on Facebook. Got another comment here from Mr. Melvin. He says, I'm most excited about Rashad White. I think he's going to be special this year. I hope so too. You know, he's the starter now. Again, I do have questions about the offensive line. It's young. Got a rookie
My
on
only
there.
concern is how that thing that what was that conversation that you and Johnny had of having worse move to different position. That's my
Yeah.
only concern in that aspect. That plus it's the center position. Like hearing the news about Ryan Jensen, that shit sucks. It's like in my don't. I saw your comment earlier about the whole freaking Oregon shit saying like, oh, we'll make my team win every single freaking game. I'm gonna be blunt as possible.
Uh,
Jensen shouldn't have played in the Cowboys game. He should have got his surgery. Even then, like they said that even if he got the surgery, it wouldn't like it would probably be the same situation. Like
right.
losing, like people could say losing Evans is like what they go to games for, but it all starts with the O line, and you lose that specific player.
Mhm.
You saw what happened in the playoffs. Like how when we lost him in mid-season, the
Yeah.
team looked lost. I'm just
Oh, they're lost
hoping
already. Yeah.
whoever they replace, whoever steps up for him.
Mhm.
I haven't seen a depth chart like initially. I'm pretty sure you are solid.
Yeah.
But whoever they have like stepping in his spot, I hope it's just like
Well,
they're
it's
just
Haynes.
ready to.
He's the starting center. So,
I mean, I
which
can't
is
really.
okay.
I mean,
he's
Hainsey's not bad at all.
yeah, yeah.
He's
I think
had some experience starting, so
yeah. I like him.
I just like.
He's not Ryan Jensen. I wish he was.
Yeah, he's not.
But
Ryan Jensen's tough as nails.
yeah, and we're gonna miss that attitude on the field. That's the key. He brought it.
That's why I feel like they knew this was going to happen. So they drafted his doppelganger.
Right? Yeah.
We're like, we need some kind of redhead on this fucking team.
Where is he? Let me bring him up here. Oh, there he is. Look at this. There he is. Look at that. Is that not Ryan Jensen's? What'd you call it, Alec? Doppelganger?
Doppelganger.
Doppelganger. Yeah. Look at that. You know what I love about that?
Like we need a redhead on this team. We need a redhead.
Look at that Michael Strahan smile. Look at that. You could fit like a defensive end through that mouth right there. Look at that. Perfect. So of course, yeah, man, I'm gonna miss Ryan Jensen. It sucks that he's not gonna be able to.
What people don't realize is like like the past 2 years I live by this quote. We literally sold our soul for a Super Bowl ring. And people can get mad at me all they want and say, "Oh, that's not true." That's the fucking truth. Point blank period. We sold our soul for a Super Bowl ring. We went all in, money wise, for a Super Bowl ring. That's
you have
the honest truth. I mean, I was like,
dude.
At the end of the day, like now it's going through the season, the next couple of years, having to get back that money, like that money breathing hole where we can actually like build back. Like there's gonna be like no teams like Bucks fans. They're not like Cowboy fans where they're gonna be like, "Oh, this is our year. This is our year." And by the way, Cowboys fans, it's not your year. But anyways, it never is. But it's like we all knew this was gonna happen eventually. Like Braves only gonna be here for about a couple of years. There was gonna be some money problems involved into it. Players were gonna eventually leave somehow.
Yeah,
we don't have Brady around here to like convince people to move money around. It's just gotta go with ownership and what they, like you said, it's a business. Does it suck? Yeah, it does. But Evans probably gone next year. I think he is, but you never know with management, money, what they can do.
Yeah, I mean, they could still strike a deal.
Jason Licht's proven done some crazy shit before, so
yeah, him and Greenberg have done a good job with contracts. So,
like the only reason why I think he's gone, it's like it's not like more so like what they could offer him, it's what other teams would probably offer him, because he's probably gonna want another ring, so he's probably gonna look at what they offer them and what teams that can possibly go to the Super Bowl next year can offer him.
You don't think Mahomes is thinking right now? You know that Evans guy. We've played a few games.
He probably is.
Yeah, I think
he probably is. Him and his freaking TikTok brother.
Oh well, I don't know. I think that would kill any negotiation. So I think he's going to keep his brother out of it. So yeah, but yeah, I mean, listen, look, business is business, and if Evans gets a better payday, good for him. I'll never deprive a player of getting his money. Go get your payday, dude. Like if we can't offer it to him, the Bucks say, okay, that's too much. Okay, thank you. We appreciate for all the years you've done for us. Okay, I can live with that, as long as the Bucks try. And I believe they have. They're trying to negotiate, see what they can offer him, what Evans wants. As long as the Bucks try, as long as they don't just say, "Nah, we're not going to do that."
Like the way I see it is like I don't cheer for. I mean, obviously, I cheer for the team, the players on the team, but I don't just go for a team for. I don't just cheer for a team for a specific player.
Right.
So
Yeah.
it's just like in that aspect is there's going to be players that go and like come and go. Like
Yeah.
that's how business is. Like at the end of the day, they're doing what's best for them in the future and seeing what they have because they're like they said they're factoring in the age and what
Mhm.
they have at receiver now.
Yeah.
And maybe this season they see where they have at receiver now with the rookies they have and the undrafted free agents they had, off-season signings, and just go with that. I mean, at the end of the day, it's a business. They go with what they go through.
Okay, there's Jim's comment here. He says the Bucks would pay any amount over 2 years. It's the 4 to 5 year contract that causes the hesitation. Yeah, I think that's the key, and that's what Mike Evans said. He wanted security. He wanted security, which means he would like to have like a 4 to 5 year deal. I wouldn't mind a 2 year deal. Like I think that's fair. 2 years, 50 million, 42, 43 mil guaranteed. I could live with that. That's not, I think that would be fair. But at the same time, like you're saying, if it's a 4 or 5 year deal, like 90 million with like, let's say 75, 80 guaranteed, then yeah, that's, you got to really think like, is Evans going to be that good in 2025, 2026? I doubt
Yeah.
it,
Like
so
at the end of the day, I'm not in the Bucks payroll.
yeah.
I don't I don't I don't care that much if a player stays or goes. Like I
Mhm.
don't they don't pay me enough they don't pay me at all to care that much about the who comes and goes. I just
Not
cheer
my
for the
money. So,
team.
yeah.
I'm just wherever they go with,
Mhm.
even though the ownership is a bunch of D bags. I mean, just gotta go with what they put on the field.
That's all you can do,
Will it be
man.
some bad seasons? Probably. But at the end of the day, we dealt with Mike Glennon, Josh Freeman. So I mean, it could be way
Well,
worse.
Josh McCown, yeah.
It could be way worse. It could be
Although
way worse.
Jameis was
I mean,
fun.
I'm not gonna knock Baker Mayfield yet because
Yeah, gotta give him a
he's not
chance.
he's not a terrible quarterback.
Hmm.
Like especially with the offense when we have the higher the offensive coordinator we have.
Yeah.
I can't really like I can't knock him on anything at this point. I mean, they could probably go like a 6-7 win season,
Hmm.
but yeah, on the what's it called that thing that Johnny has. I picked the Bucks to lose this game though, but it's supposed to be because it's prime. It's 1 o'clock.
Hmm.
Kirk Cousins, embraces his freaking Mahomes freaking powers and shit. His fucking goes demon mode at 1 o'clock games. So
Right.
that's the one thing I'm key factoring in.
Yeah. Um, I will say this as far as my prediction goes. I did have put out a new show, by the way. It's called Ben's Quick Picks. That's every Thursdays, right before kickoff of the Thursday night game during the week. I got the Vikings winning this game close. Going to be close because I'm just a little concerned about the offense. The defense, I'm fine
Yeah,
with. We're going to stay in the game,
that's
but
my only
it's
concern. We,
yeah,
we, we don't know about the offense.
right. We got to see how it plays out. And again, when we got the news that Cody Mock didn't practice the last 2 days, back spasms, that's okay. They're probably going to play Steiny. He's played before, so I'm not as worried. But again, Steiny, decent at best.
Yeah,
Decent.
he's
So yeah, it
like
should be good.
I just hope like I just hope that it's not like one of those games where it's like they just come out like high and dry
Yeah.
and just don't do anything. But the defense is not my concern. It's more so the offense
Yep.
because it's a whole new system with a whole new offensive coordinator, new quarterback.
Yeah.
And then
Got new players. You got Palmer. He's going to be playing. You got Sean Turner's going to be playing. We'll see how they handle the spotlight. Yeah, a different offensive line. Tristan Wirf's first game as a left tackle in the NFL. So he did it
I
in
noticed
college.
that they took Trey. I noticed that Trey Palmer took Sky Miller's number.
Yep, he did.
Hopefully,
Probably brings better luck to it than he did.
way better luck.
Yeah,
Because Trey Palmer he's shown flashes in the preseason, so
yeah.
I'm just hoping that translates to the regular season. He gets the full reps,
Yep.
but all you
So
can do is just cross your fingers and clench your cheeks.
Oh, and then fart like you did. Yeah.
No,
Okay.
no.
Yeah, all right. Fair enough. Any other games you're looking forward to this weekend in the NFL? I mean, there's pretty good ones. The Niners and Steelers, they play at the same time as we do, so I'm going to go back and
I
forth.
mean, I'll be at the sports bar, so they're going to show all the games at once. So I have more options.
Nice.
I was looking forward to the now I'm not looking forward to anymore. But I was looking forward to the Packers and Bears game. But that game is a big cross. Like that's because they don't have what's his name?
Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, he's not there anymore.
No, that's their receiver in.
Oh, Christian Watson. Yeah, he's out for the game.
Christian Watson and Romeo Dobbs is out.
Yeah, I like the Bears in this game in Chicago.
Yeah, originally I had if Christian Watson was playing, and Romeo Dobbs was playing, I would have leaned towards the Packers just to give that slight edge. But I don't know. Once I saw the news, I was like, yeah, I'm definitely picking the Bears in that situation.
Well, James Jones is going to run the ball well if the Packers are going to have a chance offensively. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. That should be a good game. I think the Dolphins-Chargers game is going to be the most fun game of the week. It's going to be a lot of high scoring in that game. So I know Waddle's probably going to be out for that game. Oh, no, wait, not Waddle. Armstead, their left tackle. So Tua is going to have to get the ball out quick, but I think it's going to be a high scoring game. And Jim Melvin's got another comment here. Jim, thanks for commenting on the show tonight. Appreciate the comments. He says, I'm very curious to see what the Jets do. I think they could pull a 2020 Bucks. They could, but I don't think they're going to win a Super Bowl. Let's see what happens Monday night. Let's see. I mean, it's all talk. Yeah.
In my game picks, I have Vikings over the Bucks. Mind you, I didn't make my game pick for Thursday because I was distracted. I couldn't find the fucking link before kickoff, so I couldn't place my Thursday one. And like Johnny says, it doesn't count if you didn't pick it. So I have the Vikings over the Bucks. I have the Ravens over the Texans. Browns over Bengals. Saints over Titans. Falcons over Panthers. Jaguars over Colts. That one, it was a toss. I don't know. That game, I don't know. I was teeter-totter between the Colts or the Jaguars.
Okay.
I have Steelers beating the 49ers. Commanders beating the Cardinals. Broncos beating the Raiders. Chargers beating the Dolphins. Eagles beating the Patriots. Bears over the Packers. Seahawks over the Rams. Giants over the Cowboys, I think. I had to double check. And I had the Bills over Jets.
Okay. My upset's the Patriots over the Eagles.
I was gonna pick the Patriots, but it's I don't know, it's usually I usually in that week one I usually tend to pick against a team that was a runner up in the Super Bowl that lost to lose in week one. I don't know, I don't know what I'm gonna see the Patriots this year to pick them, but it could happen.
Yeah.
That was one of my gut calls, but I was like, I'm just gonna pick the Eagles to be square.
The defense is good for New England. It's going to be the offense that's questionable, But with the Eagles, they lost some players on defense. C.J. Gardner, he's now with the Lions. That's a big loss. Got some injuries, and I don't know. I think this is where the Patriots could steal a game here. First week, you've had months to prepare for the Eagles. Belichick, when he has time to prepare, his teams usually do well. So, yeah, that's why I picked that upset. I picked the Dolphins over the Chargers. Again, it's going to be a close game, but I think the Dolphins may win it late in the game on the road. So, like Miami in that one. I took the Cowboys over the Giants. Cowboys have had the Giants' numbers, so I think they'll continue to do that. And I picked the Jets to beat the Bills. I don't know why. I just picked the Jets. So
That one's gonna be probably fucking low scoring as shit.
I could, well,
I could see it 21-14, like a 21-14 game.
Okay, that's fair. I could probably see that too. Yeah. Man.
I still like that Cardinals team is just if people think being a Bucs fan is terrible, you point the finger at the Cardinals. They got bigger fucking problems. They got bigger problems.
I'll tell you what. I'll put it like this: if the Commanders don't beat the Cardinals, Sean Spencer, shout out to him. He's gonna get some razzing. Then he'll have some explaining to do the next day, man. Like
that
Sean
group chat, that whole group chat's gonna be freaking fire.
Man. Sean, your team better not lose to the Cardinals. They better not. That would be embarrassing. Dude.
I'm gonna just say, if that happens, I'm just gonna avoid the group chat for a day. I'll go in there next day. I'll probably still see it again. I'll probably still see it. It's probably gonna be there all week. Actually, probably like the next 4 weeks.
Yeah. So Sean, guys, take care of business, okay? Don't make this a close game.
A sneaky good game
that
I like is the Panthers and Falcons.
That's interesting. I mean, they're young teams. Bryce Young starting.
I don't know. I feel like that's their new. I feel like that's like a new rivalry in the NFC South.
Really? Okay.
Because it used to be like Saints and Panthers, but now I feel like it's just me a Panthers Falcons. Like him or hate him, Rodgers is an all-time great. Pair him with Jets weapons, and you're looking at 30+ points, win or lose.
We'll see. Buffalo's defense is still pretty good, so they can hold good offenses under 30. But the Jets, they got a good defense too, man. So it's going to be. I think it will be a defensive battle. I think the Jets pull it out 24-21, like you said, Alex. I think it'll be close. So, yeah, it should be a fun game Monday night. That's a good opener to start the season. Yeah, Panthers Falcons. You said that's a sneaky good game.
I was going to say Steelers and Niners,
yeah.
but I don't know. I'm not sure if Brock Purdy can repeat his last season's success.
Sophomore year, yeah, you got tape on him now, so you see what he can and can't do. That Dolphins Chargers game, like I said, that's going to be the most exciting game of at least offensively. They're both going to score a lot of points, so I'm looking for
the Polynesian Ben Roethlisberger.
I don't know if he's that good, but
no, I'm saying like weight wise.
Yeah. Jim says wide receiver Garrett Wilson, running back Breece Hall, running back Dalvin Cook, Lazard, Hardman, Junior Dan. Yeah, he's got weapons. Jim, he's got the weapons, no doubt about it. But will that offensive line protect Rodgers? That's the key too. It's a decent line. I wouldn't say it's a great offensive line, but it's going up against a pretty good Buffalo defense up front with Ed Oliver. I mean, they got some pass rushing. Von Miller's there, so it's still a pretty good team. We'll see how that line holds up against the Bills defense. But yeah, the weapons are there, no doubt about it. It's a very strong looking team offensively on paper. So
I'm not gonna lie, I'm not used to this setup in the background.
Oh, okay.
I'm not used to this setup.
Yeah. It's cool, man. I mean, you're not gonna have it for long though, because you're going down south, dude. Like the Winfield, like yeah, it's almost over. How many more days, man? What's the countdown?
I haven't checked lately. Let me see.
Oh, I thought you got the calendar marked.
No, this calendar's already packed up.
Mm,
34 days.
34 days. Hear that, people? 34 days before this man enters Florida. So watch out, people. He's ready to conquer. Yeah, what's his pink flute? He's ready to conquer state of Florida. Oh,
Trust
did you
me, I'd rather be there than fucking bullshit ass Virginia. But
Oh, hey.
you can't pick where you go. You just gotta hope they put you there.
Well, you got lucky
Even
this
though
time.
I snuck there last weekend without them knowing.
You
I was
know
like, fuck,
where-
I have a 4-day weekend. I'm just gonna drive down there.
Gotcha. What bar are you going to do? Buffalo Wild Wings? Going to
Oh
local bar?
fuck no! I'll never. I will never go to a Buffalo Wild Wings ever again. That bar
Hate it.
sucks.
Oh, you
I
hate
hate
it.
Buffalo Wild Wings.
Okay.
This is bad service all around. But we're going to this place called God damn it was called. Fuck. Let me look it up. Because one of our friends owns the place. All I gotta see is the name, and I'll know which one it is. Where the fuck?
If you want bar recommendations, go to Alex Schomburg. Send him your bar recommendations. Like,
Let me see. It's like I know the directions to the place, but I don't know the name of it. It's been like what, 9 months?
yeah.
No.
Jim says with the Chiefs going down, who is the current best team in the NFL? Well, I think right now you got to say the Lions because they're the only two teams that played. So, until Sunday, the Lions are the best team in the NFL currently, Jim. So
Oh, it's called Buckets.
buckets, ladies and gentlemen, buckets. If you're in what part of Virginia are you from?
I don't even know what part I'm on. Like city?
Yeah.
I ain't doxing myself like that on the freaking stream. Fuck, you almost had me there. I ain't doxing myself.
Well, I was going to tell people if you see Alex Schomburg, buy him a drink, man. Get him.
No, I'm gonna deal with the DMV crew life.
Okay, cool, nice. We'll have fun, man. This is show out, man. This is gonna be fun.
They're season ticket holders, so they usually go down to Tampa here and there, and I think they're going to the Lions game.
Yeah,
I might go to it because that's like the weekend I move to my apartment. So I don't know because I move in like that Monday or Tuesday the following. So I don't know if I'm gonna be going to the game or I'm just gonna be watching it at their because they have a sports bar in Tampa called Riveters. That's where their watch parties are usually at.
Oh, nice. Cool. Maybe you'll run into our good friend Ray Kennedy or something like.
Well, he'll be on the probably out in the downtown or the Edge district.
Oh yeah. Oh, it'll probably be at like Ferg's or wherever. Yeah. I gotcha.
Yeah, we'll see if we get a cup of Ray on Sunday. We shall see.
We have to. I know he will. He'll definitely do one. So yeah, shout out to Ray Kennedy. Yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and wrap this one up, Mr. Schomburg. But I want to thank you for coming on tonight, providing some much needed info and your thoughts on the Bucks, the whole Evans situation. We'll see what happens. Maybe you're right. Maybe he's gone after this year, or maybe he resigns. We'll see what happens. Did you want to promote yourself before you head on out? No. Okay.
No, I'm good.
All right.
Good.
Well, everybody, we're going to wrap this baby up. This has been a pretty good episode of Let's Buck with Ben. Have at it remix tonight. Next week, we're going to have a regular Have at it. And then next weekend, we'll do a Let's Buck with Ben. We'll probably do a Let's Buck with Ben early next week, we'll review the game, see how the game went with the Bucks and Vikings. Hopefully, it was a positive experience, and we get a W. We get a W. So yeah, and Jim Melvin says, "Thanks, Ben. You always make me feel better about life." Well, Jim, I appreciate that, man. Thank you for tuning in. Thanks for the comments tonight, man. Appreciate it. We love having the comments on here. Before we go, head out. As you know, you can. I want everybody to see this. Bring the banner down. Those are my social media handles right there on X. Used to be Twitter. BennyBoy702. On my YouTube channel, which you can watch this show on and every show, Ben Cornet 9015. Facebook, the Ben Zone Facebook group. But if you're not in there and you're a friend of mine on Facebook, you'll see it on my page as well. And if you're an Instagrammer like myself, Alec, are you an Instagrammer or no?
I mean, I'm on there, but not like active on there.
Well, if you are, my Instagram handle is Ben702forever. So those are the handles. Like, subscribe, and share. Everybody, have a good week, good weekend. Enjoy the games. Most importantly, go Bucks, and let's see if we can get that W in Minnesota. So everybody, have a good weekend. Take care, and we'll see you next time here on Have At It, Let's Buck with Ben Remix. Have a good night, everyone.